Okay, here we are, ready for the final step, and I'm so excited to share with you how you can unleash your impact. So, if you think about what we've done up till now, we've uncovered your identity, we've unlocked your story and message, and now it's time to share that message with the world to create the impact that you feel so called to make. This part of unleashing your impact is actually more confronting and challenging for most people than even uncovering their identity or unlocking their message, because this is where it's time to actually get out in the world and be seen. Are you willing to be bold? Are you willing to take a stand for your identity, to take a stand for your purpose, to take a stand for your story? And so I want to share with you this idea that first, it's okay to be bold. I think one of the things we hesitate around boldness is, well, I don't want to make it about me. Well, what if your boldness isn't about you? What if your boldness is because you're committed to serving others? I'm willing to be bold in service to others. And a funny little analogy I share around boldness is the story of two heart surgeons. And so let's imagine you're going to have an emergency open heart surgery. And I want you to consider which of these two doctors would you want operating on you? So we'll call the first surgeon the humble surgeon. So they come into the operating room and they say, "Hey, I know this is a big deal. I know this is really scary. And I just want to let you know I'm pretty good at what I do. Not the best, but also not the worst. I haven't killed anybody yet, and I graduated about bottom third of my class, but I think you're going to be okay. Let's give it a go." Most of us are thinking right now, get me out of here. I do not want this person operating on me. Now let's think about that second surgeon. He comes in and says, "Hey, I know this is really scary and I know it's a big deal. I just want to let you know that I am one of the best in the world at what I do, and I've done this same procedure thousands of times. I could do it with my eyes closed. I just really want you to know that you are in the best hands possible, and my team is excellent at what they do and takes every case very personally as well. And we've got you. You're going to come out of this thing better than you came in, and you have nothing to worry about." So these were basically the same words, but which surgeon are you going with? Thousands of people all over the world say, "Yeah, surgeon number two," because they were bold and confident. You could tell that they were convicted, but it wasn't selfish or egotistical. It wasn't about them. They were willing to be bold in an effort to serve me. And so if you think about that, what really gives all of these identity statements and messaging statements power? What allows them to stand out is the boldness and conviction with which you deliver them. And so I want to share with you a couple of things around how to start to be bold. And one is something we teach all of our clients and our team is this. If I'm ever sitting across from someone, a patient or a client, and it kind of occurs to me in that moment to be bold right here, but I'm kind of shying away from it. The question to ask yourself is, who would I want sitting across from me? Reverse roles with that person and ask yourself, who would I want helping me? Most of the time, you'll come to the conclusion someone that's bold, confident, and authentic. See yourself as the leader who is willing to lead me. And then another question to ask is, if I was sitting across from me, what would I want to hear? What would I need to hear? I can't think of a time where that hasn't served me or served the person in the conversation as well. So, again, two questions. What would I want to hear? And what would I want, and who would I want sitting across from me? And before you can talk yourself out of it, be that person you want sitting across from you. Say that thing you need to hear. Okay, great. But you may be saying, what do I do? I'm feeling it right now, and I'm excited, and I'm inspired, and I'm working on my identity and my story. So, what about the 2 or 3 days from now, though, when the doubts start to set in, when 2 or 3 days pass, when the limiting stories or old beliefs and judgments start to set in? What do I do about that? Remember this: your confidence and your boldness are tied together. First thing I want to encourage you to do is to talk to yourself more than you listen to yourself. I believe we have our lower self, that fleshy ego, which is like a little spoiled brat of a child. And we have our higher self, which is the spirit that longs to be close to God and to serve Him. Sadly, the most people spend most of their time listening to that lower self, which is a voice of limitation, and far too little time talking to ourselves through the voice of possibility. And when we listen to ourselves, it's just an old tape that runs on replay. You don't matter, you don't belong, you're not enough. Who wants to hear your story anyway? Who are you to make a difference or build a prosperous business? And sadly, if you listen to that enough, you might start to believe it. And that's not who you are. It's clearly not who you are. And so, what can you do instead? You can talk to yourself and tell yourself who you are. Turn your messaging statements and that, that we've been working on and we've been creating, this identity statement, turn them into personal affirmations and declarations as well. For example, I'm a powerful woman who uses her voice to empower others. I advocate for myself. I matter. My message matters. Have fun with the affirmations. This is a way that you can start to step into your leadership. That's what you're doing whenever you take your identity out into the world, whenever you take your story out into the world and you share it. What you are also doing, whether you realize it or not, is you're stepping into being the bold and authentic leader that you're meant to be. And I'm not just a coach or a consultant or a healthcare provider. I'm a leader. And I, in return, provide leadership for people so they can serve better. I really encourage you to take a stand for your story and your message by being yourself as a leader. Spend more time talking to yourself through affirmations and declarations than you do listening to yourself. And look, the final thing to say is you matter. Your story matters, and the world is waiting for your impact. Thank you for being brave enough to share it. I can't wait to hear it.